Hey, quick question. Have you ever ordered branded apparel, swag, hoping to impress, only end up with poor quality, late delivery, or zero customer service? Well, you're not alone, and today's guest has made it her mission to change that experience for good. Please welcome Lenora McClellan, founder of Foothills Custom Promotionals. Lenora has weathered floods, theft, and personal setbacks, yet has built a loyal brand one stitch at a time. So now she's on a mission to make it easy, affordable, and even fun for small businesses to stand out with custom gear that actually delivers. So tune in for inspiring stories, practical tips, and why personal swag still packs a punch. Hey Lenora, welcome to Top Dog Tips.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks for having me.
What exactly does Foothills Custom Promotionals do, and how do you help small businesses get noticed?
We do all types of apparel and promotional products. I do all of the embroidery and printing of shirts and apparel in my home. I revamped my basement and have all my equipment now. And I can also provide you with any kind of swag that you're looking for. Anything from pens, cups, mugs, umbrellas, lawn chairs. If you can think of it, I can likely find it.
Fantastic. Cool. So, everybody likes the thought of apparel. They get into it, but there's always some challenges that people seem to have. So what are some of the biggest mistakes you see people make when they're trying to order customized gear?
It kind of goes from one end to the other. Think that it's really expensive because they're looking at the high-end stuff for themselves and as giveaways, where that can get very expensive, or else they go to the other end and cheap out, shall we say, and that's a waste of money, because if you don't get something that's nice, people aren't going to wear it and it's not going to be seen and promote you like it's meant to.
What's your approach, and how is it different from the big box or online promo companies that are out there?
I like to work with my customers to find what works best for them, rather than just sell them what's on sale or try and make a bigger buck. I'd like to sit down with them and find out what they're wanting to get out of it and help them decide what is the best product for them.
There's a common myth that promotional gear only works when you buy it in bulk. What's your take on that?
No, it does not. I have no minimums on the apparel. So if you are a sole proprietor and want just one hat or one jacket or one shirt to show off your business, we can certainly do that. If you want to add a couple more for family or friends, we can do that as well. But I have no minimums on the apparel.
That's where you put the custom in your name, right?
Custom for my customers.
Okay, so for someone thinking, I really want to do this right, what are 3 smart tips you have to have them start?
You have to have a good logo to start with, something that is eye-catching, that is going to be noticed and remembered. So you got to have something there to start with. You have to pick something that not only shows your brand off, but something that people will wear. One of the big things is hats. Like a flat brim hat might be something that you want to wear and you prefer, but your clientele maybe does not like flat brim hats and won't wear it. Therefore, it's not good for you to have, because it's a waste of money. They're not going to wear it. The third thing I would say would be get how many you need. You don't have to have a whole truckload of it sitting in your basement to give away, because you could probably use that money somewhere else. So let's get what you need for right now, and we can order more later.
That's a really good point about ordering gear. I've got a sport fishing business, and for the first part of it, we were ordering stuff that we like to wear, but I forgot the cardinal rule, which is I am not my customer. So swallow your ego and do the right thing.
Or order some of the things that you like and something that they like. You don't have to order just one type. You can order more than one thing at a time.
That's why you're the professional, Laura. Okay, so let's kind of go back a bit. How did you get into this business?
I kind of fell into this business, actually. I had taken a leave for the winter because I was in a seasonal position. And my husband was getting some hats from the local person that was doing all the promotional business at the time, and sent me up to pick them up for him. And we got to visiting, and she goes, well, you're not working for the winter. Do you want a job? I said, yeah, sure, why not? And 2 years later, she decided she was going to go back to BC to be with her family. And so I bought it, and I have been at it ever since. And that was 15 years ago.
You faced some serious roadblocks along the way, haven't you?
I have. I had less than a year into the business, I had my business broken into and the majority of my equipment stolen and some of my inventory. I had the flood of 2013 went through and left 3 feet of water in my shop, and of course some health issues I went through, but we're still kicking. Sometimes I wonder why, but we are.
Well, you know what? Let's go down that rabbit hole a little bit. So, what keeps you going through this all?
I like what I do, and I like most of my customers. I should say I like all of my customers, because the ones that I didn't really care for, I'm no longer working with. So
it's okay to fire customers. That's true.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to, right? Yeah. And it's different every day. Today I may do a couple of dozen hats. Tomorrow it might be all T-shirts, and that makes it kind of fun. And to working with the customers to help them grow their business and get their names out there so that people see their names walking around on someone's apparel, or on, they pick up a pen and go, hey, I know those people, or something like that. It's a little bit satisfying to be able to help other people do that.
Goes on to a lot of your success comes from strong client relationships. So what's your approach?
I try and do what I can for them. Like I say, I work with them to get what they need, and I don't tell them what they need. We work together to discover it together. I've got a lot of repeat customers that just send me a message and say, hey, can you order me another 4 dozen of the hats that I got last time? And we do it that way. I deliver so that you're not having to hunt me down all the time, and you're not taking time away from your business. We'll meet somewhere in between our businesses, or I can bring it straight to you, whatever works for you. So I try and offer kind of the boutique type of thing that way.
Yeah, it's a type of business that you're my impression is you're only limited by your imagination. So you did share a story with me, but maybe you can articulate on a particular client moment that really struck with you. And it has something to do with penguins.
Well, I just happened to bring one of mine with me to show you, with the little penguins. They're so cute. Last summer, I had a gentleman get a hold of me, and he wanted to do something to push out his hosting business, and it's Penguin Hosting out of Calgary. There's a plug for him. And we came up with this idea that we would get penguins to give away to all his customers and potential customers, and just kind of to get it all out there. And so we ordered these penguins, and when they came to me, I took 250 of them and threw them in a swimming pool. And we did this whole thing up about how the penguins were coming to see their cousin in Calgary, coming for a visit, and it was so hot out they had to stop here on the way and have a swim, and they'd be up in a couple of days to see Steve, because that's just how it was going to happen. And so we took all these penguins up there, and he made up adoption papers for them, and they've got their own Facebook page. And the only criteria was you had to take a picture of yourself with your penguin, name it, and show where it's going and doing things. So if you go on a holiday, you take your penguin with you, and you show him riding a boogie board, or sitting on the back of a dog as you're walking your dog. There's all sorts of things on this page. And currently there's penguins all over the world. So this was quite a thing that we did.
It's really taken on a life of its own, hasn't it?
It totally has. Yeah. Ask a lot of people about Steve's cousins and all the penguins, and I remember, I've seen those penguins around.
Right on. That's a great illustration of using your creativity and just what can be done with apparel. Again, I think I mentioned that you're only limited by your imagination, and when you get involved brainstorming with clients, I think you guys go from pretty cool stuff to probably a lot of silly stuff too, I'd imagine.
Oh, absolutely. And sometimes the silly stuff is the best, because it'll stick in someone's mind. So
where do you hope your business is going to be 10 years from now? What's the legacy you're building here, Lenora?
I'm hoping to grow it a little bigger and may hire some staff. Right now it's just me, and so it would be nice to have somebody around to actually do it, so I can do what I enjoy best, which is networking and talking to people. I can have somebody sit in the trenches and do the actual work.
Well, you're good at the social aspect of the business. I'll attest to that for sure. Okay, cool. Well, hey, Lenora, thanks for sharing your story and showing us what it really takes to make custom gear meaningful. Before we wrap, where can people reach you?
Probably the best way to reach me is via email, and that is lenora@fcpmail.ca. That's where I tend to check the most often, and so then I've got record of the fact that you have tried to get a hold of me as well.
And I guess if there's one takeaway that you want our viewers to walk away from this episode with, what's your final takeaway, final point?
Get something for yourself. Get something with your logo on it, something that's branded. It's really not expensive. That is one of the fallacies that people think, well, I can't afford to do that. Well, actually, you can't afford not to. You have to have your face out there in the public for them to know who you are, what you do, and to come and use you rather than your competition.
Yeah, great message. Thanks, Lenora. Listen, folks, whether you need 5 hats or 50 hoodies, Lenora's the only one you want in your corner. So reach out, start the conversation, and let her help you get noticed right away. Again, it's email lenora@fcpmail.ca, Foothills Custom Promotionals.ca, or just reach out. Send her an email is best. And remember, this is custom swag with heart, delivered with care. Thanks, Lenora.
Thanks, Greg.
Stay tuned for more Top Dog tips. We'll continue to bring you expert advice and inspiring stories to help you thrive in all aspects of your life and business. Until next time, take care.